But I know I always hear, oh, hold on now. This one is not filled at all like this one. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We are going to be unboxing, or unbagging I should say, some acrylic powders and lots of goodies from Dime Nail Supply. If you have never heard of Dime Supply, I will link all of her socials up here in the screen for you all to go follow and check her out. But she is the owner of the first Black owned nail supply store in Virginia. So we are gonna dive in. As y'all know, I do live in Virginia, so the area that she is located in is about 30 to 45 minutes away from me. So I did go ahead and purchase some scoops. She did have some scoops available for purchase. I think she did it a while ago, and who told me about it? I cannot remember who told me about it, but I did go ahead and follow them up on that little hint. So I went ahead and ordered some of her scoops. I ordered 2 scoops, so 2 scoops came up to about $40. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into showing you all what all I got for $40 whole.
Guys, we just added more scoops to the website. Make sure y'all go and purchase. Pay attention to my brand ambassadors. They're in here and they're very active right now. Y'all scroll through and use their codes at checkout for even more savings. Like, ain't that just crazy? All right, so the next one is Leesa Marie, who has 2 scoops. This is also, like I said, for the pickup. Deep French Nude. It'll be back in stock soon, guys. Do know that I make a lot of our acrylics in-house. So just to make sure those formulas are perfected. Alright, so she got some charms, coal eye charms, some zodiac charms, some iridescent flakes, some pinkish reddish and some burnt orange glitters, some blue raspberry, some dark lilac, some foil gel, some Elsa. Baby, she got the goods. Okay, that is for Leesa Marie. Got for 2 scoops. Thank you.
So I am just going to open the bag and you guys can kind of get a little sneak peek of everything I got, but I am going to go through each thing individually. So like I said, these were $40. This whole bag was $40. So from the looks of it, it might seem like a lot of money, but if you think about it, acrylic powders alone are usually about $10 to $20 for every 2 ounce. So these are, I believe, 1 ounce. These are 1 ounces. So I would say about $10 to $12 for 1 ounces usually. So let's just go ahead and say $12. Then another one. That's $36 right there, you guys. Like, just being realistic. And then we do have some other ones. I don't know if these powders are her new acrylic powder line, but I do know that she has a new formula. So I don't know if we're getting the old formula in this and maybe she was just trying to get rid of some stuff, or if this is the new formula that we got. So I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and try it out. We're gonna go ahead and test the acrylic powders. Y'all know I'm anxious to test them out because I did test these acrylic powders out like over a year ago and I was not a huge fan of them, but I did hear that she has new formulas. So hopefully we're gonna have a better experience this time around. So the first thing we got in the bag was these little like Hello Kitty. They almost remind me of like Pop-Tarts. Like they're the decoration, the decor on them is kind of like a Pop-Tart. I think actually that's what it was going for. I don't know, I could be wrong, but they're super cute. And yeah, this bag right here, I guess she gives 10 of them. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yeah, so she gives 10 of them for about $7. So if you are calculating, we're gonna go ahead and calculate in the screen how much this bag is really worth for according to her sale prices. So far $7. Then we did just have some of these little flakes. Now, I don't know anyone who would pay $7 for this. Just saying, like, I would never pay $7 for this. You can definitely get them a little cheaper, but we're just gonna go ahead, like I said, with her prices, and we're gonna rate this at $7 as well. So far we have $14 in the bag out of 40. This next one, it does not have a price on it, so we're just gonna go ahead with $5. And these are just some zodiac charms, which are super cute. I do not have any of these, and you would just insert a little hole in the nail and apply these and put them through the hole. So this is very different. This is not something I have in my collection, so I'm super excited about these. So far we are at $19. So then she did include some glitters. We have one in the shade pinkish red holographic, and then we have another one in the shade burnt orange holographic. So these are really pretty. Definitely this one for Halloween season. This one can be used pretty much year round. I don't typically use too many glitters just because as you know, if you've been following me for a while, I'm not a huge fan of mess. I do not like glitter or shimmer acrylic powders just because they are so messy. Now I am getting a little bit more into shimmer powders, but they're still not my favorite thing to use. I'm more of a cover powder girl and just a really, really pretty pink. But like I said, these will be handy. They can be used for many different things. You can mix them into acrylic powders. You can use them as toppers, just a variety of different things. These also do not have any price on them, so we're just gonna rate these at about $3 each. So let's just go ahead and say 6, and I think we had 19 to the side, so yeah, 25. Now this one I am super excited about, you guys, and the reason why I'm so excited about this is because I've been meaning to buy a glow-in-the-dark top coat, and it's Halloween season, and I have not done anything that is glow in the dark yet. So I'm definitely going to be using this very soon in an upcoming video. I'm so mad that I haven't unboxed this yet. It's been in my room for about a month. I think she did the scoops like a month ago, if maybe 3 weeks ago, but I'm just now getting to unboxing it and reviewing it. You guys actually reminded me in a little poll that I took on Instagram, and we were just going over what acrylic powders or brands that you will want me to review, and Dime Nail Supply was definitely one of them. So I was like, wait, I have scoops from her. Let me go ahead and unbox this and do a video for you guys. So here I am doing this video, and this is probably the first thing that I'm super like beyond excited about in this little goodie bag. So yeah, I can't wait to try this out. Now, what these look like, I've seen the glow-in-the-dark gel polishes, and they're always super thick, and they always look very cloudy. So this is not going to be something that you would put over top of anything that you want to be super clear, because I don't think that it's going to give you the effect that you want. Most people use this over a white base, so I don't know. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and try it out in this video today, hopefully, and see what we get from it. The next thing is some foil gel. I love foil gel. My favorite foil gel thus far has to be the foil gel by McCart, but this is about Dime Nail Supply, so we are going to test this out. I've been meaning to do a set with some foils. Now getting to the acrylic powders that I got. Okay, so first things first, I do want to say that these are not the typical acrylic powders that I would usually use. The colors are not my favorite. They're definitely not anything that I personally would pick out. I'm usually more of a nude pink person. So we're gonna see what we can work with on this nail set today. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into the swatches, and we really want to see how they apply. Like I said, I've done a review on her acrylic powders before, and I did not like them, you guys. Like, they just weren't for me. I did an updated review on them, and I did test out her old powders in an updated review, and they still perform the same. So it wasn't just me not being able to work with the acrylics, because I did advance and I tried them again. But today we are going to be using some of her new powders. At least I think this is a new formula. I do know for a fact that she came out with a new formula since I have made those previous videos. So I'm really hoping that what we got in this bag are a part of that new formula collection. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So today I am going to be using me a secret liquid monomer. I'm going to be using this monomer because this is something that everyone can find on Amazon. I just want to kind of keep it universal so that we aren't pairing it with something that everyone can't relate to or compare to. So we are going to use some of this, and I am going to be using my Kiara Sky brush. Hopefully nothing messes anything up. So far, I have been loving the Kiara Sky brush, you guys. I'm thinking about going a size up. Maybe not from Kiara Sky, but I am going to be probably ordering a Pana size 14 and just trying to up my game and go to a size 14 instead of sticking with 12. But 12 has been my ride or die. It has been doing me very, very well. So I haven't had any complaints with the size 12. I do recommend a size 10 or 12 for beginners, if you are wondering. The first one that we are going to do is called Cloudy. So these are 1 ounces. I will link up in the screen how much her 1 ounces run for. But like I said, this is definitely more than $40 worth. Just from this alone to the side, I think that was about 40 with the nail polishes. So these acrylics are included. So we did get our money's worth as far as the pricing for, you know, a regular online store. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're just gonna open it. Like I said, I have not tried anything from this brand in over a year, you guys. So the only thing I've done is an updated review of the acrylic powders, and I am just going to go ahead and give them a mix just because I've never tried this powder before. Well, I've never tried her new formula before, and I'm really hoping that it is the new formula. I wanted to keep everything in the screen for you guys and actually do a talk through this time, just because I don't do many of those, and I just wanted you guys to see everything in real time. So let's see how it polymerizes. Hopefully it does pretty well. It's not going as fast as I want it to, but as soon as I turned it and got a little more, let's see how fast it dries. Okay, so far I'm liking this. I like that it's not drying fast. Good setting time. I will say that the set time of this acrylic, at least this particular acrylic, I think it's called Cloudy, is a good setting time for beginners. I do not like these swatch sticks, you guys, just because they are so big and so wide. Like, you just have to apply so much, and honestly, it's a waste of acrylic. So I might not even do the full nail on all of them because I don't want to waste the acrylic powder if I don't have to. So yeah, so far so good. I'm liking how it's being put down. I do see little specks. That's just from the pigment of the powders. But other than that, I'm not seeing anything like drastic to where I wouldn't purchase it again. Nothing is really getting stuck on my brush. Everything is laying down very smooth. You're still able to work with it. Nothing is drying super fast. So that is a plus. That's definitely something that you want to look for when you are trying out new acrylic powders, especially if you are a beginner. You do not want powders that are going to dry on you really fast because you're not going to have time to work with it. And pairing it with a good monomer is always going to be key as well. Some monomers themselves will make things dry a little faster than you want them to. You want to make sure that you're using EMA monomer with all of your acrylic, because MMA is going to dry so fast, you guys, and it's illegal to use MMA, so let's just stay clear of that. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and keep it like that. And this is Cloudy. I know the swatch is so ugly, you guys, but I just wanted to give you guys a feel of what the acrylic actually looks like, how it lays down, and I thought that was beautiful. I really enjoy that one. The next one is Dark Lilac, and this is probably something that you guys are going to enjoy. I know I always hear, oh, and hold on now. This one is not filled at all like this one. Y'all, that's one of my biggest pet peeves when getting stuff from brands. Like, please fill it to the rim. Or if you're not gonna fill it to the rim, make sure that all of them are not filled to the rim. So this one is a little skimp. Might been, I guess, the last little bit. So I'm definitely wondering if these are like the bottom of barrel things that she just wanted to get rid of, and maybe that's why she did scoops. But as far as the formula of this first one, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I did see a little specks in it, so that might have been something that she didn't like in her formula for that, was the little tiny specks that it had in it. But so far, I don't know, you guys, so far so good. That's just something that I'm noticing right off the bat, and I know that you guys also have mentioned sometimes you get product and it's not filled to the top, and I know that is a pet peeve with a lot of people. So definitely had to point that out. We're gonna go ahead and take a really big bead. It's polymerizing pretty nicely for the amount of powder that I picked up. I do see slight marbling, but, well, not marbling, but like a little separation. But yeah, this formula is nice too. Don't see any issues with it. The color is pretty. That color is so pretty, you guys. It reminds me of the monomer. Super, super pretty. So if I'm looking up close, there is a little bit of separation, and you can see like the pigment separating from the clear acrylic. So pretty sure that she's making it herself, which nothing is wrong with that, you guys. It's just something that I noticed from brands, and sometimes the pigment will be separated, and that's just something that comes from, I feel like, trial and error when you are your own brand and you are doing everything by yourself. And I mean, it just takes patience. It takes years of improving formulas, getting everything together. But as far as this one, I will say it's not my favorite, only because if you guys can see, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's like dark right here, light right here, dark and light right here. Not a huge fan of colors that do that, or powders that do that. You would have to put another coat or another layer of acrylic on it just to get it a complete solid color, I'm thinking. But overall, honestly, this can still be used on the nail. It's still super pretty, and I will say that you probably wouldn't notice it if I didn't point it out. But just little minor details I'm always going to point out in a review, just because this is a review and I want to always do an honest review, no matter what brand it is, no matter if I know the people or what the case may be. So that is my honest review about this this specific acrylic powder that she has. So this one is in dark lilac, and that is how I'm feeling about that one. So for these, I'm just going to be straight up honest, you guys. Just looking at them, I kind of get like a little chalky feel. So I don't know. I'm not going to talk through these. I'm just going to go ahead and swatch them, but I do want to give you guys the color before I go ahead and swatch them, since I'm not going to be talking through them. So the first one is highlighter. This is a super pretty yellow. And then we have sage. This is going to be like almost like a lime muted green. Then we have Hershey, and I did have a color from her that looked very, very similar to this. It was called Mocha though, so I don't know if it's the same formula. It actually looks like the same exact formula just from looking at how the powder is. But like I said, we're gonna give everything a go. We're gonna try everything with a fresh mind, and we're gonna act like we never even tried these acrylics before. So this one is Hershey, perfect name. And then we have Blue Raspberry, and I think that's a cute name for this. You can see the glitter. The glitter is kind of like separating. It's not completely like diffused in the whole thing. Sorry, you guys, for shaking the table. But it's not completely diffused all throughout, which I'm seeing. But I don't know. We're going to go ahead and give it a try. And then the last one that we're going to use looks super, super pretty. Something that I would definitely use. This one is called Elsa. That's a really pretty name for this. So yeah, we're gonna go through these really quickly and let's see how they lay. So my thoughts on this one, I'm just going to be completely honest. It is not my favorite type of acrylic. I have definitely worked with acrylics like this. If you are used to dynamic nail supply acrylic powder, this is basically the same deal, you guys. So one thing I will say is this is going to be definitely beginner friendly. It is not going to dry fast on you. Definitely have a lot of time to work with it. So I would definitely suggest this acrylic powder for beginners. And I do also want to note that it is very, 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 very hard to make a really good pigmented powder. The pigment is there. It's very pigmented, very dark, very chocolatey and Hershey-like. So yeah, I definitely give a thumbs up for the pigment being there. And I do know that it is very hard to make like a really like perfect consistency with added pigment. So overall, there was no marbling, so that is a good thing. We do not want to see any marbling, especially in dark colors like this, because it is very noticeable. So we didn't get any marbling. The setting time is very, I would say, medium to slow. It's definitely nowhere near fast. It's still drying. It's still glossy, as you can see. For me personally, I do not like acrylic powders like this. I need my acrylic powders to set. I need them to be pretty much almost hard right now. So again, this is just the feedback I'm giving you guys off of what I've experienced through many different powders on my channel. And I would definitely compare this powder formula to Dynamic Nail Supply if you need a reference. It is not going to dry fast on you. It is super slow setting. The pigment, I left this in here so you guys could see how much pigment was coming off in my brush, and it wasn't excessive for it to be this dark. It really wasn't that bad, so I'll give that a pass too. But overall, is this something so far that I would repurchase? This acrylic powder right here? No. So far my favorite one has been Cloudy. That one went down really nicely to me, with the minus of those little minor specks in it. Overall, that one was pretty nice. So I am super excited to get into this one. So let's go ahead and swatch this. So far, I will say this is going to be an acrylic powder that you just want to pat in place versus dragging. Now, most of the time, you're not going to want to drag any acrylic powder anyways, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. This is not a powder that you're going to want to drag because it is kind of chalky. I will say that. You do need to give it some time to set. I would recommend just letting it set for a second and then pulling it down. As you can see, it's working a lot better after it, just set for a second. But again, these are not things that I personally want to do with an acrylic powder. The reason being is because, when I am taking clients, I don't have time to sit there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to sit and wait for an acrylic to kind of set for me. Now, if you are somebody who really wants to try out these acrylic powders and you are an advanced tech, I would recommend adding a little bit of acetone to your monomer to go ahead and set it a little faster. But overall, the color itself is bomb. I love colors like this. These are some of my favorite colors. I love super highlighted pigmented neon colors. The color is there. There is no marbling at all, no separation at all. Even when you flip it on the back side, you can see that there's absolutely no separation. So this color payoff overall is bomb. 10 out of 10. I will say that if I was to use this powder, I definitely would add some acetone to my monomer just so that it would set a little quicker for me and I can work a little faster. But honestly, the only con that I have for these powders so far is the slow setting. I cannot do slow setting powders, but definitely for beginners. So the next one is Sage, and this is what this is looking like. We're gonna go ahead and swatch this one. I also noticed that I pick up so much monomer in my brush, but I have to do a lot to get it to polymerize, and that is another thing that I do not like in acrylic powders. I want my beads to polymerize on their own, but you can just look at it and tell kind of the consistency, and this happens a lot with colored acrylics. Is very hard to get the consistency that I look for in colored powders. So I pretty much just understand at this point when I get powders like this, like I know it's very hard to get a buttery milky consistency, but once it is fully polymerized, you do get the consistency that I look for. It's just a matter of, is it fast enough for me? And to me personally, it is not. Color is super pretty. There is absolutely no separation in this acrylic powder right here. I really love this acrylic powder. This one is called Sage. I don't know why I was swatching it. I wanted to name it Sweet Pea, but it's so pretty. Or Pear. I think I had a color by Acrylic Creamery in the same exact shade, and it was called Pear. So I think that's where I'm getting the name from. But I really enjoyed this swatch. It was really pretty and went down very nicely. This next one I'm absolutely scared of. I hate glitter, you guys. Like, I absolutely hate glitter. But we are gonna go ahead and swatch it. This is what it's looking like. Like I said, the glitter is kind of like all separated, so I don't know. And I did notice that we use a lot of monomer. So like I said, I'm noticing that this is one of those acrylic powders that do not really polymerize on their own unless you use a very little amount of powder on your brush. But I don't like to do that when I'm doing sets. I'm usually doing long sets or something where I just want to do a 1B method. So I like to pick up a little bigger beads. And so far, I don't feel like this would be the powder for me to do that. So yeah. Now this one is polymerizing a little more nicely, I think. Actually, I lied. Nope, this one is still a little stiff, but it's okay. Once we add monomer to the bead, it does get a little bit more like how we want it. So let's just try to do a small bead and see how that works out for us. What is the consistency? Yeah, the consistency is much better when we do a smaller bead. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need to increase my brush size. Maybe that's the problem. But as you can see, when we are trying to pull down, it is pulling some of the pigment away, and that is not what we want to see. And the reason it's doing that is because it's not dry enough. It's still a little too wet, and even though I'm adding monomer to it, that is what I normally do in my application, so it shouldn't affect it. However, it is, and it's just, it needs to dry. It needs to sit for a little bit. So like I said, that's something that I don't find myself having too much time to do. And I do feel like, because these are majority pigment powders, like all of them are pigmented, so it's going to give a different feel and a different formula and a different application than you would cover powders, or, you know, just your basic pink powders. I feel like those lay a lot better. So when I was watching her Instagram, I was definitely looking forward to trying out some of her new formula, and a lot of the ones that she says are new formulas, when she shows those videos, it is like a pink or a nude, and I didn't get any of that in this bag. So I'm just wondering, is the formula for those different than the colored acrylics, which they usually are, you guys. Like I said, nudes and pinks are usually a bomb formula and very easy to produce and make for you know, for people to use. So I don't know, just based off of these so far, I'm gonna have to rate it. Actually, we'll rate it after I test this one. Okay, so this is the last one, and this one is Elsa. This is the super pretty acrylic powder. I actually had an acrylic powder that was named Snow, and it was literally this, like literally the same exact thing. So yeah, it's just, I'm pretty sure it's just like a clear acrylic powder with some sparkles in it, but we are going to go ahead and lay it down once I lay it down, I'll definitely be able to see or tell if it is a just a clear base, which will make the formula super easy to work with. And yeah, I can definitely tell. I think it's even polymerizing a little better, but let's go ahead and see. It does have a lot of glitter in it, but yeah, this is definitely the formula of it, or the consistency, I should say, of this acrylic powder is a lot better. As you can see, it's being brought down. You see what I'm talking about? Like, I can bring it down without it like detaching, if that makes sense. I can bring it down without the pigment or anything detaching, and that's because it is a clear, it's because it's majority clear acrylic. When you are working with very pigmented colors, it's very hard to make pigmented colors. So I always give brands like the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. But I would have loved to try some of her nudes, and I guess that was my mistake, because I did go to the store to pick this bag up, and I do wish that I was able to give you guys a review on that, because majority of the time that's what we're buying anyway. We're buying and purchasing the nudes these days just for a base, so we're not really purchasing too many colors anymore. At least I'm not. I always tell you guys, get base colors, get cover colors, and majority of the time your clients are going to want designs on their nails, so you're not going to need a color base color, you know what I'm saying, like a color base acrylic. But anyway, this one went on super easy, super nice, and like I said, that's because it is a clear, but it's really pretty. It has some holographic reflective glitter in it, and it kind of gleams off gold. So yeah, if you're not a gold person, I would not suggest this color, because it does have like the gold, the specks in it, the glitter in it are giving gold. But overall, this one went down really nicely. Like I said, these two had to be my favorite. This is Cloudy and Elsa, and let me show you guys what Cloudy looked like. And like I said, the only cons that I had for this powder was that it did have tiny little specks, but I've even got that from Kiara Sky powders, honestly. Like, I had Teddy Bear from Kiara Sky, and it's this beautiful brown, and it has like little dots of red pigment in it. So when they go to mix the pigment, sometimes it won't fully mix, or it will separate, or something happens with the pigments when they're mixing it, and I get little specks from it in the acrylic powder, or they get little specks from it in the acrylic powder, and that is what makes that happen. So it's not a huge deal, honestly, especially if you're doing artwork over it. You're probably going to cover it up anyway. But that is a huge deal for when you were doing solid colors and you need it to be flawless, perfect, all of the same color. So just your preference of what you will and will not deal with when it comes to acrylic powders. I am going to go ahead and swatch this for you guys since we don't have time. I did not expect this video to be this long, but I don't have time to do a full set for this video. So I am going to go ahead and swatch this for you guys so you can see it glow in the dark. And I'm also going to apply a foil on one of my practice fingers, or one of my tips. So let's go ahead and get into that, and then that will be concluding the video. So we are going to use some Dior foils, and I've had these for a while. I actually used to sell them on my website. However, I do not have my website up anymore, or not at this time. I do plan on putting them back on my website very soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put the foil glue down. We're going to go ahead and cure it for 30 seconds, and then after we cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds, we are going to go ahead and place the foil on. I'm going to rub it with my finger, and you guys, I rub my foil for forever because I just want to ensure that it sticks. But this foil glue was bomb. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. It definitely performs just like my McCart nail foil glue. So highly recommend if you are looking for a really good foil glue. So if you are still here, you will know that I am doing a giveaway of these acrylic powders that I got in this bag, along with some of the other goodies that it came with. And the last question that I want to ask you guys is, what is your favorite item from this bag? So now this is the part that I've been waiting to get to the entire video. We're going to be testing out the glow in the dark top coat. The first thing that I'm going to do is place a white base, and I think this just works better because you get to see the glow a little more vibrant than on other colors. So I am doing a white base, and then I'm going to go ahead and top coat the white base with the glow in the dark top coat. It's going to look clear until you put it in the lamp and cure it, and then obviously you'll have to be in the dark. And this is what it looks like after it's been cured and all the lights are turned off. So this is how it glows. Obviously the white was not it was a little streaky, so that's why it looks like that, but it definitely worked. So let me know down below, you guys, if you are gonna try out or test out these products from Dime Nail Supply. I am glad that I got to try these, but I do for sure want to go ahead and test out the cover powders that she has, because I just feel like those will be a better formula. I do feel like this formula that I tried from all the colored acrylics was giving very much Valentino colored acrylics. You know, guys, we love Valentino, but we only like their cover powders. We don't really care for their colored acrylics, and this is what I was getting from this brand. So hopefully the cover powders will be a little better and I will enjoy those a little more. I do plan on trying those in another upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. And if you do want to enter the giveaway, be sure to comment down below all the answers to the questions that I asked in this video. And if you didn't catch it, then you will have to go back and catch the questions, because I did put them in throughout the video, all throughout the video. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see y'all in the next one. I love y'all so much. Mwah. Bye.